Who are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. It's Thursday. Getting closer to game time. Got the Jets on tonight, Mike Waite. Usually you don't watch Thursday Night Football unless it's a marquee matchup, but you got to watch Mike Waite. You have to. Has Zach Wilson become Wally Pipp? Are we looking at a Lou Gehrig moment? I doubt it, but it's fun. It's something fun in the annals of New York sports. Because with both the Jets and the Giants being a mess, and now the Knicks are reeling a little bit, but I'm not concerned. Way too early in the season to have any concerns. It's a meshing thing. It's a getting all the guys on the same page thing. Do want to talk about Saquon Barkley, the Giants quarterback situation, and the venerable Joe Judge. Oh, what is there not to talk about Joe Judge? You know, I wasn't going to start Joe Judge first, but I mean, what is there not to talk about with him? His timeout management is strange at best. His throwing the flag, the headset issue, just all the things that are Joe Judge. And I know.
How dare you question Joe Judge?
Well, the problem is that button has kind of lost its meaning because everyone's questioning him. And I like the fact now that everyone's kind of gotten away from Jason Garrett and kind of looked at this as Joe Judge. Because you could say the conservative play calling is all on Jason Garrett. I don't think it is. I think the majority of this conservative play calling falls at the head coach. I think he is not 100% sold on Daniel Jones. I think he is playing not to lose. And you could tell that at times by the way Jason Garrett calls the game outside of 2 minutes. It's like if there's a 2-minute issue, if there's a 2-minute drill, the Giants all of a sudden just kind of go in the tank if they're winning or losing. And again, I think that's a coaching philosophy coming from the top and not coming from the offensive coordinator. I don't care what the offensive coordinator's name is. It could be Kevin Gilbride. It could be Ron Earhart. Just happens to be our old buddy, Jason Garrett. But I think the issue is philosophical, and I think it comes from the head coach and streams down to Jason Garrett. Joe Judge is just not ready for prime time. And prime time is truly in the New York market. So I want to talk about the Washington football team for a second. And this is kind of interesting as I was thinking about this. The Giants can actually learn something from the Washington football team. And I'm not talking about now, this season. I'm not talking about last season. I'm just talking about in the history of the Washington football team. And it has to deal with their quarterbacks and their quarterback situations. Going back to Joe Gibbs and beyond, Joe Gibbs, the Washington football team always seemed to have an idea of when to move on from quarterbacks. When was the right time to leave their quarterback and go to another situation? You can go back all the way to you can go all the way back to Jay Schrader, when Jay Schrader was replaced by Doug Williams. You can go back to the fact that when Doug Williams was replaced by Mark Rippon. You can go to the fact that when they drafted Heath Schuler all those years ago, they picked up a little-known quarterback named Gus Frerotte in the same draft, who ended up playing and actually playing better and having a longer career than Heath Schuler. Then you can even look at the RG3 moment. Traded up to get RG3, but they still drafted Kirk Cousins. Who became more of a proficient starting quarterback? Kirk Cousins or RG3? It's Kirk Cousins, who then went on to Minnesota. And then you look at the Dwayne Haskins fiasco. 2 years and done. Saw he wasn't it. Saw he wasn't cutting it. Cut bait. Knew they were going to put themselves in quarterback purgatory. But cut bait and got rid of the quarterback. The Giants don't do that. The Giants have never done that. The Giants have held on the quarterbacks with the belief that they are going to be something. We can go back to the 81 season with Scott Brunner. Scott Brunner came in for the injured Phil Simms. Most people don't know that. Phil Simms had the team on track to go to the playoffs for the first time in years. Came in, Brunner did. Took the team to the playoffs. Had the game against Dallas with the playoff win where he threw 3 touchdowns, but most people don't remember he completed only 7 passes. And then the next season in 82, he was going to be the savior. And everyone kind of knew that Scott Brunner was not going to be the savior. If you watch Scott Bruner play out of Delaware, you kind of knew he just didn't have the chops to be an NFL quarterback. Ray Perkins put his faith in him in 82. He had the strike. The team faltered. And then our old buddy Bill Parcells put his faith in him in 83. He almost costed him his job. And then he finally landed on Phil Simms. Then you go back to Phil Simms and Jeff Hostetler. After the 90 Super Bowl and Ray Hanley took over, Haas took over. Basically cost Ray Hanley his job, and he's now known as one of the worst quarterbacks in Giant history because they went in the wrong direction. You can say the same thing with Jeff Rutledge and Danny Cannell and Kent Graham and Dave Brown and Kurt Warner. It wasn't until the Eli Manning 2004 draft that the Giants finally get it right for 16 years. But the Giants have this thing of seeing something in quarterback talents that maybe no one else in the league sees. And that's the problem. They see that talent, but that talent is not there. And at the end of the day, it costs them. We were in quarterback purgatory till Kerry Collins came around because the Giants thought they had two quarterbacks in Kent Graham and Danny Cannell. So they didn't draft anyone. Turned out we didn't have anybody. Bueller. So I think the Giants, we've talked about this before, the Giants overestimating their talent. I think it's been going on, especially for the quarterback position for years, for decades. And I've said it before, we need a new philosophy to figure this out, to figure this quarterback situation out, because you could like Daniel Jones. You could tell me he's a great kid. Sorry, I'm moving the microphone. You could tell me he's a great kid. And I said it before, he's such a great kid, go sell insurance. Don't need you as my starting quarterback. You could be a great kid and still suck. I'm glad people think he's a great kid. I've said it a million times, I'd rather have an asshole who can read defenses. It's time for a different, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, it's time for a philosophy change. Last thing I want to talk about is Saquon Barkley. Oh, I keep seeing that, Saquon Barkley, he must have walked under a ladder, stepped on the tail of a black cat. Someone must have flushed his lucky rabbit's foot because now he's in the COVID protocol. Outside chance that he was going to play Sunday anyways against the Raiders. Now he has to have 2 negative COVID tests in 24 hours for him to even be eligible for the game. Xavier McKinney's on that list as also. Matt, the other lineman, Michael Shirk, I can't remember his name. He's on there as well. But Saquon, man, Saquon is snake bitten. Ever since that rookie season, ever since the switch to Daniel Jones, he just can't seem to stay on the field. Now, I'm not blaming Daniel Jones. I am blaming Daniel Jones for some of the issues that Barkley had his sophomore season because he did not put him in the Jones was to put Barkley in the position to make the plays that he was making under Eli. And also he did not use Barkley as the safety valve that Eli did, which is something you need to do, especially when you want to create space for a running back such as Saquon Barkley. But then he had the ankle sprain, still rushed for over 1,000 yards, tore his ACL, of course, against the Bears, hurt his ankle, and now is on the COVID protocol. You want to say he's injury prone. I'm just saying it's bad luck. It's plain and simple. That happens with some players. Some players just seem like they're snake bitten. And I think that's kind of what Saquon Barkley is going under right now. He's got that. He's a little bit snake bitten. Maybe we need to, I don't know, maybe we need to also, you know what we need to do? We got to get the address for Giant Stadium, or excuse me, MetLife. And everyone needs to send Saquon Barkley their good luck charms. 4-leaf clovers, rabbit foots, whatever you have. We need to send him to Bark. Because he needs something. He doesn't need an enema. He needs something. So just so he can keep his ass on the field. Because they're also fluky injuries. ACL tear was non-contact. He got his ankle rolled up on. And now he's got COVID. I mean, that's just crazy. It's just crazy. So we need to send some stuff to Saquon Barkley, get him back on the field, get him back ready. And we need to, do we have an opportunity and a potential to win this game against the Raiders, even with Henry Rugg, everything's going on with him? They got other wide receivers as well. And I'm not going to be shocked if OBJ ends up in Oakland. If they waive him in Cleveland and he ends up, I don't think they're going to waive him because of the fact that they need all the help they can get right now in Cleveland because they're fighting for their football lives. But I wouldn't be shocked. We're going to do a game of good. I can't even talk today. I'm feeling better, but I can't talk. We are going to do a breakdown of the, I want to keep saying Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders game probably on Friday and Saturday. We're going to do our stream at 11 a.m. on Sunday, as always. We are closing in on 1 million views. We are less than 19,000 views away. Who would have thunk it in 2 years we would have 1 million views? I thought maybe we were going to have 20,000 views in 2 years, but almost 1 million. 1 million views. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy. I used to have I still do.
1 million
views. I'll just take that part out. We're going to do another Malik Willis video coming up as well as two. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Guys need to stay tuned. We're going to do a big giveaway on the million view show. I don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to do a big giveaway. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, maybe subscribe, you're in that big thing that means, that'd be awesome.